Hey, thanks for joining. It's great to be with you again. Today I want to talk about deal quicksand. I mean, these are the killers. These are the destroyers. These are the obstacles that can take a good deal and turn it into mush and blow it up. And of course, the first one of these would be the business pricing. It's just not on the market. It's too high or it's too low. The research and the work up front was not done correctly, and the business sits and doesn't get the number of traffic, the eyeballs that it needs in order to sell. That will kill a deal before it even gets started. So really important that the broker or the seller, whoever's setting the price, does the homework up front to put the price out there, put the business out there on market value. Look, there's only one price for a business. It's the price the seller's willing to sell it for and the price the buyer's willing to pay for it. But there's a range around every business category, and there's some give and take here. And the idea is for both parties to win, both parties to see value, and then you have a deal. So pricing, a deal killer if it's not done right. Financing issues. The buyer can't get bought. The buyer can't find the funding to do the deal. Doesn't have the down payment, has credit issues, doesn't want to do the guarantees to get the loan. Makes the investment decision, but the financing decision program doesn't follow. So that's a deal killer. Landlords and leases. Okay, everything's going great. Buyer loves the business. Seller loves the buyer. They're having dinner. Everything's great. But there's a lease and a landlord that becomes an obstacle. Doesn't want to do the same lease that the current seller has. Requires both of them to guarantee. There's a number of issues that could happen with the landlord and the lease. So that's a real obstacle, and could be a real obstacle if you don't get your arms in front of that and make a plan. Risk. There are, every business deal has some risk. So when you try to eliminate all the risk, you can blow a deal. If you want to have zero risk, you probably have a zero deal. So CPAs, lawyers will all try to protect their clients. But if that protection becomes so obtuse, so over-exaggerated, then it can squash a deal. And I've seen it happen time in and time out. Partner alignment, okay? So if all the partners are not aligned in the deal, or even the spouse of the business owner is not aligned, you're in quicksand in a hurry and the deal's going nowhere. So partner alignment and spouse alignment are very important. If the business is a franchise, the franchisor approval can be a deal quicksand. Make sure that the criteria that the franchise is going to look to view the candidate is known ahead of time. You can save yourself a lot of time and worry and trouble. There are due diligence disclosures that come out. The tax returns don't match the profit and loss statements. There are employees that are overpaid. There are key employees that are going to leave the business. There's a lot of traps, sand traps, and quicksand that occurs when you get into employees and who's staying and who's leaving. Finally, the facility could be a quicksand element. Environmental issues with the facility, for example, maintenance, the deferred maintenance that's been done with the facility. Another potential area for a mishap in the deal. So not to be negative, but the more you know about the deal quicksand items, the easier it will be to avoid those and to work with a broker to navigate around those. Okay? Deal quicksand. Don't go there. All right? Have a good one. If you got any questions, call me. All right. Take care.